Do you think that perhaps there are everyday circumstances that you miss in your own life where you could be sharing God with people? I'll tell you about one that I nearly missed. I was going into a furniture shop. It was a few months ago, and the shop assistant, when I walked in, said to me, "Oh, isn't it hot today?" And I responded with something like, "Oh, I'm actually really enjoying the weather and I'm not finding it too hot." She said, "Are you sure? It feels so hot in the shop." And I've just been like, "Oh." And I said again, "No, I think the shop is actually quite a nice temperature." Well, she followed me around the shop and she was talking about how hot she was feeling. And next thing you would know, she's talking to me about her menopause. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I just want to run from this lady. I don't know what to say to her. And I was also thinking, to me, it was kind of a little bit of an embarrassing thing to talk about with a stranger. However, I suddenly realized it was almost like God tapped me on the shoulder and was like, "Darling." And anyway, I turned around to her and I looked straight at her and I said, "Have you ever thought about talking to God about how you feel with your menopause and the heat that you're experiencing?" She's like, "No, I haven't. I haven't thought about that. Thanks so much for telling me." Now the conversation continued with me actually praying for her and then talking to her about her daughter and how her daughter would love to go to church. I was suggesting some churches that she could go to. And then I also talked to this lady about her own relationship with God and talked about how she could deepen that relationship. It got her thinking about how she needed to spend more time with God and how really she had put him on a shelf. Now that's an opportunity that I nearly missed. And I wonder if there are many more opportunities that you might be missing in your everyday life. Ask God, can you open my eyes? Can you show me moments? And remember, if you're a little bit embarrassed about what someone is talking about, why don't you throw it back with a question? Just like it might be an embarrassing thing for someone to be speaking about, there's no need for you to be embarrassed to share the best news ever.